Hello friends, this is Act 3, Scene 1 of The Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare. In our last lecture, we had left Act 3, Scene 1 at line number 90. Today I start with line number 91, which is Olivia's speech. You remember that Viola had come there in the disguise of Cesario to see Olivia, and here is Olivia's speech. Let the garden door be shut and leave me to my hearing. Olivia asks everyone to leave the scene and she wishes to talk to Cesario in her privacy. So all of them, Toby, Andrew and Maria, they go, and Olivia continues her speech. She addresses Viola and she asks, "Give me your hand, sir." Olivia is using the word expression sir because Viola is disguised as a man and her name is Cesario. Viola: "My duty, ma'am, and most humble service." Olivia: "What is your name?" Viola: "Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess." So Viola tells her name Cesario and she says, "Ma'am, I am your servant, you are a beautiful princess." Olivia: "My servant, sir, it was never merry world since lowly feigning was called compliment." So to this Olivia objects and she says, "You are not my servant, but this is only your humility, your respect, which you give me as a compliment, as a respect. You are servant to the Count Orsino youth." So Olivia speaks to Viola that she is servant to Orsino and not to Olivia. Viola: "And he is yours, and his must need be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, ma'am." Olivia: "For him I think not on him, for his thoughts would they were blanks rather than filled with me." So Olivia replies that she does not want to think of Orsino and she wishes that Orsino had no love for her. Viola: "Ma'am, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf." So Viola answers by saying that, "Ma'am, she had come to solicit, to stir her gentle thoughts on behalf of Orsino." Olivia: "Oh, by your leave, pray you, I bade you never speak again of him, but would you undertake another suit? I had rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres." So Olivia is very polite. She asks Viola to excuse her and she repeats that she had requested her not to speak again of Orsino, but she had come with another request from Orsino, and she says that I would rather request you to, request Viola to solicit her love than music from the spheres. So she would not like to hear the music from God, but she would like to hear from Cesario that Cesario loves Olivia. Viola is, speechless. So she says, "Dear lady," and then Olivia interrupts on Olivia's speech. "Give me leave, beseech you." "Give me leave, beseech you" is a polite expression. Again, Olivia asks Viola to excuse her and she requests, let's continue her speech. I did send after the last enchantment you did here, a ring in chase of you. So Olivia explains that last time Cesario had cast a magic spell on her, and therefore she had sent her servant Malvolio after Cesario with a ring. Let me continue Olivia's speech. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me, you under your hard construction must I sit to force that on you in a shameful cunning. So this is confession from Olivia that she had sent the servant after her, and that was not a real story, that was a feigned story, that was a fake story, that Cesario had left a ring behind, and so this story, for this story, Olivia is really very sorry, because this brings down her reputation, because she has used her cunning, and Olivia confesses it. Have you not set mine honor at stake and baited it with all the unmuzzled thoughts that tyrannous heart can think? Tyrannous means sadistic. So sadistic people might think otherwise of Olivia's character, as if Olivia was trying to bait Cesario, just as bait means she was trying to trap Cesario in her love net of her love. I continue with Olivia's speech. To one of your receiving enough is shown, means you have the good ability to understand, and now I feel very humiliated by this episode. A cypress, not a bosom. So she says that everything is clear before you. There is only a cover, only a veil which is made of transparent cloth, transparent black cloth. So you can clearly see my heart. Not a bosom means Voila could see her heart. Hideth my heart. So let me hear you speak. So Olivia wants to know whether Cesario loves her. Voila. I pity you, Olivia. That's a degree to love. So Olivia says, okay, if you pity me, then this is a step that probably you will start loving me. Voila. Now, not a grise. Voila clearly says no, not even one step, for it is a vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies. So it is a common experience that we pity our enemies and not our friends, not our loved ones. Olivia. Why then methinks it's time to smile again? O world, how apt the poor are to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much the better to fall before the lion than the wolf. So Olivia here thinks that she is very helpless, and if she should become a prey, means a victim, then she should fall before a lion. She compares Cesario to a lion because he is noble enough, then falling before the wolf. So wolf here is Orsino in Olivia's opinion, means she doesn't like Orsino and she doesn't want to marry Orsino, and she would like to marry a noble heart like Cesario. The clock upbraids me with waste of time. Be not afraid, good youth, I will not have you. And yet, when wit and youth is come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. So, Olivia here refers to time. The clock is striking the time, and she says, I am not expected to waste your time. But she addresses Cesario and asks him not to be afraid, because she will not claim Cesario for her husband. But okay, when the wit and youth is say taken into consideration, she would definitely like to be Cesario's wife. So she says, okay, I am your wife, but okay, if you reject my love, therefore I think I am likely to get a handsome man, a man of my choice. Therefore lies your way, due west, Voila. So Voila says, okay, if you reject my love affair, my proposal, then okay, please get out of my way, means go where you want to go. Voila's speech. Then westward ho, means Voila says, okay, she would go westward, means towards the west, means out of her sight. Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. So Voila hopes that good luck and good nature attends for Olivia. You will nothing, ma'am, to my lord by me. So she says, okay, ma'am, you are nothing in say as compared to Orsino. Olivia, stay. I prithee, tell me what thou thinkest of me. So Olivia asks Voila to stay and tell her what she thinks about her proposal. Voila, that do you think you are not what you are? The Voila is in a very situation, very difficult situation. It's a very tight corner for her because she can't disclose her identity as a woman, but she is disguised as a man. So she asks a counter question to Voila, and she asks if she is not a woman. So she asks Olivia if she is not a woman. Olivia, if I think so, I think the same of you. So Olivia here challenges the supposed masculinity of Cesario because if there were any man, real man inside Cesario, that would have definitely said, accepted the proposal of Olivia. Voila. Then think you right, I am not what I am. Voila says, okay, then ma'am, if you think that I am not a man, then you are you are very right. Olivia, I would you were as I would have you be. So Olivia says, I wish you that you were a man whom I had made a proposal. Voila, would it be better, ma'am, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool. So Voila also wishes that she were really a male rather than a female, and she says, okay, she is in that situation where she cannot answer Olivia's proposal, and so she thinks that she has been made to look foolish. Olivia, oh, what a deal of scorns like beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murderous guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. So Olivia says that for her love is hidden and she is experiencing the sunlight, whereas she should be in the cool shadow of love, and therefore hiding the love is like a murderous guilt, and so she feels very upset because her love has not been reciprocated. Cesario, by the rose, sorry, it is Olivia's speech continued. Cesario, by the roses of the spring, by maidhood, honor, truth, and everything, I love thee so, that maugre all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. Olivia continues her speech by saying that she can swear by her chastity, by her respect, by her honor, by truth, and by everything. She swears that she loves Cesario, and that in spite of Cesario's pride, her intelligence, her reasoning faculty, her wisdom cannot help her hide her feeling of love for Cesario. Continue Olivia's speech. Do not extort thy reasons from this clause, for that I woo, thou therefore hast no cause, but rather reason. Thus, with reason fetter, love sought is good, but ungiven, unsought, but given unsought is better. So Olivia here asks him that, okay, I am not forcing you to accept my proposal, but you have a region which is chained by intelligence, by wisdom, but she is giving him the love which is unsought, which he has not requested for. So if you request somebody for love, it is good, but if you give somebody love without request, then it is better. Now the last line, I repeat, love sought is good, but given unsought is better. So this is very ironical. Although Olivia does not intends this to be an irony, but we know the situation that Duke Orsino is giving unsought love to Olivia, but Olivia has rejected that. And here Olivia is giving unsought love to Cesario, but Cesario cannot accept it. So Voila's speech. By innocence I swear, and by my youth I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, for never none shall mistress be of it, save I alone, and so adieu, good madam, never more. So Voila also swears by her innocence and by her youth that she has one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and she will not be any she will not have anybody as her mistress. She herself will be mistress, and so goodbye, madam. Olivia. Yet come again, for thou perhaps mayest move that heart which now abhors to like his love. So Olivia says, okay, it's all right, but I would like you to visit me again, and probably I will be able to move your heart. I will be able to solicit your love. Thank you, friends.